Good morning. It's been a while. Okay, I'm back with my episode number 11. I hope you will go ahead and share and like and subscribe. I chose a topic which is important to me that I've experienced, and this one is called Why Do Partnerships Break Up? Why do partnerships break up? In this episode, I'll be talking about business partnerships, even though the thoughts that we are going to discuss could easily apply to other partnerships like marriage, team sports, friendship, or any type of association. But first, let me discuss the nature of partnerships. Most partnerships consist of friends, family members, relatives, or former colleagues. That's how most partnerships are formed. However, in business partnership that I'm talking about, the personal relationship is most of the time not in sync with the intense involvement required to run the business. That is why in failing partnership results in misunderstanding, bruised egos, bitterness, hurt feelings, anger, and at times enemies. We're told by the good old wisdom that two heads are better than one. That's true. However, what I've come to find out is that just the two heads is what you need, because a partnership of two people have about 90% chance of success. When too many people get involved, then different issues come up. Backbiting, undermining, all because we create what I call unequal contribution, unequal commitment, and unequal belief in the long-term goals. So what happens is that those become the foundation of creating the challenges that partnerships have. This unequal thing that one person might think is doing more than the other, and the other person might not take what they're doing seriously. So I've come to realize my partnership experience, which lasted 21 years with my first company in the US, that in retrospect, if I had kept my partnership with just my original partner, things could have turned out differently. But be it as it may, we started our company with 4 of us. 3 of us were from Africa, and one was an African American. Right from the get-go in the beginning, we realized that the commitment was between myself and my African American partner. So the other 2 partners decided to exit early, which was fine because the 2 of us were extremely committed, and we were able to maintain and grow the company. Along the way, however, though, because of my background, having come from Africa, and I had colleagues, friends that have also come to America and all of that, I convinced my partner that maybe we could bring in some other unequal partners, but still partners into the company. Because of our experience and I believe that maybe all will be well, we did. So I brought some of my former colleagues. We gave them shares in the company, and we worked. Along the way, it was fine, but along the way, my partner called me one time and said, "Sandy, why did you bring so many of your friends or whatever into the business?" Because, he didn't like the way that sometimes behind, when I'm not there, issue come up, instead of us sitting down talking about it, it would be like trying to convince him or, he created some kind of trust issues right from the beginning, because instead of absolute loyalty, absolute support, it was like we all equals. But God gave all of us different talents. And if a person is good enough, kind enough to say that maybe we all can build together, then this loyalty thing become important. Support me. Because if you support me, I'm supporting you. We all grow together. It wasn't like that. So my partner was kind of perturbed in the beginning because of these serious situations that might come up, why Sunday this, why that. But, that was okay. That's one of the early lessons that I learned, that in partnership, two is all you need. When it become more than one people, everybody think the idea is better than yours. And then over a period of time, you start creating unnecessary disunity. We're lucky enough to have survived all those years, because by nature, I always believe that if you do the work, you let your work speak for you. And I never get into the habit of complaining about anything. So my take on, my early take on partnership is that, like in all things, less is more. Either you go alone or you find a partner, but when it becomes three or more, you can bet there are going to be some issues along the way. So, what do I find out? I wrote some few things down that I can share. That the reasons why partnerships do break up. But before then, the consequence of our partnership with that, it got to a point where my main partner and I thought that it was time for us to try to find an outside person to come run the company as CEO. Then we could, quote unquote, be chairman, vice chairman, and support the person. The biggest mistake we did. The gentleman that we brought in, I guess, came in with an ulterior motive. His intention was to do that hostile takeover. Hostile takeover. So everything was done, and even when he came out, he created the situation even became worse, where the partnership were in camps, this against that, and with the new guy coming in, he was building an alliance with some of my other partners, and I was always, quote unquote, not to take any pride in saying this or not to feel victimized, but I did a lot of work. I said I was the best salesperson. I brought in a lot of the revenues and all of that. So then I was most vocal, and I always believe in doing analysis. So at any point in time in our operation, you could bet I could come out with numbers to see our performance, efficiency, our ratios to judge what we're doing. And it became a savior, because when we realized that the gentleman that we brought in had ulterior motives, and thank God, my original partners and I decided it was time to try to let him go. We were able to use the analysis that I used to do to prove that he wasn't the right person to do the job. We learned a lesson, because it wasn't that easy. We ended up in court because he sued us, especially me. I was the main victim. He sued us. We ended up in court. Eventually, we settled. But then I learned my lesson. Until the also will be true. You do it yourself. If you don't want to do it yourself, then you find a way to exit on your own terms. But when you think you have a savior out there to come and try to do something to build from where you left off, sometimes it could be a big mistake. In any case, that was some of the experiences that I had in business partnership. But then I come to realize that there are some reasons why partnership break up. And I'm going to share some of the reasons. Reason number one, differences in long-term vision as time goes on. But when we started a company, my partner and I said that a company was called AFAM, African American Concept. Our concept was to bring the best of both worlds for the mutual benefit of both Africa and America. That means that as we build our business in the US, at some point in time, we have to come to Africa and continue building the business. That was a long-term goal. Along the way, even though that was a goal, it wasn't being supported. Vision changes because, again, partnership come in and they start questioning the motivation of the one driving the need to maybe follow the goal. So differences in that can cause conflict within the partnership. Financial dispute. That's also another reason. For example, if you're paying salary, you try to pay salary fairly well. I remember one time, our accountant has suggested that maybe for us, the key people, we should work on commission and some basic salary. Of course, it didn't go well because, of course, I was bringing most of the sales, so that means I will earn more. And that wasn't fair, that wasn't acceptable. So we all agreed, okay, we stick with our salaries. Personal conflict, that's another one. Interpersonal issues. Sometimes it won't be said in your face, but sometimes it will be discussed behind your back. Is that this, somebody is doing this, somebody is doing that, and it might not be true. So those personal conflict also can become another reason why partnership will fail. Lack of commitment, another one, from all partners. Some partners may feel that some partners are more equal than the others because they put in more, they do more. And the other partners might do what they can. Maybe their competence might not be up to the level of the other partners. So that also will become an issue and could lead to partnership breaking up. Succession plans. In our case, we have families, we have young children. What do? How do we transition or a business to next in line? That was an issue. That's probably one of the reasons why we decided to go hire an outside CEO to come run the company. Because my partner and I both had children. I'm sure they worked with us part-time, so they had aspiration. But we couldn't agree to how to go about the succession plan. So we ended up having to sell the company as a compromise. I'm sure there are other issues that you might list as to why partnership don't work. But I know why partnership will work. Let me talk about some of the things that will make partnership work. First, you should share and share alike. Whatever is it that you are doing, you should share and share alike. Nobody should try to take advantage of another person. Everything should be discussed and done. So, share and share alike is very, very important in making sure your partnership will survive. 2, get everything in writing. Get everything in writing. It's funny how sometimes we overlook these things because we are so engrossed in what we're doing. We think everything will be the same, and if we discuss things, we hold everybody that they will hold on to their end of the bargain. It doesn't work that way. It starts with you putting things in writing. For example, you set your goals. You write all the different things that has to be done. Your sales goals, who is going to do what? How are we going to build the sales? Write it down. What responsibility does each partner will have? And if you give quotas, how are you going to measure and monitor that persons are accountable for what they get? Product development, research, marketing, financial aspects. You have to write down within the partnership who does what and give assignment, put it in writing. Because what you will find out that if you don't write everything down and things started to go wrong, be assured that no one will agree on what was said a year ago if you don't write things down. As time passes, you can be rest assured that everybody's going to say, that's not what we said, that's not what we said, I don't agree, da. So it's very important that you write things down. Third thing, don't lie. Rule number 3 in making partnership work. Don't lie. Be truthful. If you do something, you shouldn't be afraid to tell your partner, this is what I've done, this is what I think we've done. In my particular case with my partner, we had something that we call agree to disagree or disagree to agree. And we always make sure that we talk about things, the potential challenges that might come up. We anticipate them, talk about it, discuss it. So when it does happen, we already had discussed it, so we knew which direction we are going to go. So it's very, very important in partnership that these 3 rules are followed. You share and you share alike. The other side of the thing is that you work and you work alike. Everybody should put in their maximum commitment and effort. You put everything in writing. It will save you a lot of headache and I say, he says kind of thing. And third thing, don't lie. There's no need to lie. If you do something and it's your partner, lying just start creating mistrust. Lying just start gradually killing the partnership because the faith is gone, the trust is gone, the believability is gone. So those 3 rules are important to follow in partnership. And as I know, we're able to bring our relationship to a successful end because we're able to sell our company. And whatever you do, everybody, they were able to get it. But my second time going around, I decided to go alone because I had an experience with partnership. Going alone is okay, but it also has its challenges. But then you have to be able to learn the lessons you learn from the partnership to guide you in the new direction that you go. So I'm grateful and thankful for the partners that I had because it also helped me to grow as a person, to grow as a businessman, and to see things as they should be. And never to take things for granted. And don't be blinded with friendship or don't be blinded with relatives coming to business. It could be a blessing. It could be a curse. So in the long run, partnership can be good, but I still say that 2 heads better than 1. Not 3 heads, not 4 heads, but 2 heads. So my belief is that if I have to go into partnership again, I do not need more than 1 partner. Like my partner and I used to say, he was a Mr. Inside, I was a Mr. Outside, and we got everything covered. We were able to discuss everything openly, honestly. But when a third person comes in, they bring a third dimension, and sometimes the third dimension might sway to support one side or the other. But when it's just only 2 people, you can disagree to agree or agree to disagree. So my take on partnership is that it's a good thing, but be cautious and follow the 3 rules. Share and share alike. Put everything in writing. Do not lie. This is my episode 11. Do like, do subscribe, and do share. Ciao.